Frankie, Mendoza was talking specifically about how good he thought your secondary stuff was tonight. How did it feel for you out there?
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I thought some good splitters, some good sweepers, good sliders. I thought I had a kind of nice amount of pitches working tonight.
Mm-hmm. You really seemed like you got into a rhythm there in the middle of the, probably around the third inning or so. What started to really click into place when you went on that run?
Well, I thought in the first 2 innings I kind of was missing like my location. Mm-hmm. Like the pitches were moving, but just a wrong location. I try to, put my pitches on a better spot after that. And I think things were working better after that.
What allowed you to, make those big pitches, with people on base, get out of those innings without too much damage?
Yeah, just kind of like not panicking and just try to keep making pitches. Keep attacking, keep throwing strikes. Not trying to give free passes. Trying to be smart when I put my pitches.
Frankie, just overall having 4 or 5 starts now under your belt, how much more settled in do you feel?
I feel pretty good. I would love to finish the 6th inning up, but step by step, definitely feel better every time I step on the mound. Feel like my pitches are moving better. I get more movement, throwing more strikes. Definitely keeping on making progress every start.
What impressed you most about the bottom of the lineup there in the 5th, giving you the lead there heading into the 6th?
This is a team that we fight. We had a hell of an offense. I know things are probably not going our way offensively or the way we want to, but we have a group of guys that they're gonna find a way how to produce runs. They're gonna find a way how to keep us in the game, and that's a really good sample tonight of what they can do. Even when they're not the best, they're still getting runs.
What did you see from Alvarez on both sides of the ball?
Definitely happy that he's back. He worked really hard in AAA, to get better, and I feel like you guys have seen in the past 2 games that he's been here. How different the lineup looks with him on it.
Were you able to build much of a rapport with him before tonight's start, like the spring or anything like that?
Yeah, we kind of we wanted to pitch, together. Yeah. Even as soon as I signed here, he hit me up on IG and we were talking about it, and definitely was looking forward to throw to him. And definitely he was really good. I feel like he was a big part of keeping me in the game. Just mentally being aware of what kind of pitches are working, what they're hitting, and what they're not, and letting me know for sure.
He didn't have your phone number. He needed to IG you.
Yeah, I didn't have my phone number.
Brandon, this has become a pattern recently where someone steals a base and then you guys knock him in. Mm-hmm. I know we've talked a little bit about Antoine Richardson, but how under the radar of an asset has he been in certain wins this year?
Yeah, no, I think a huge asset. For us, he's one of the biggest parts to us winning, and he allows us to be able to take the extra base so that we don't have to get an extra base hit in order to score. We can just get a single like we did today. It's always great when we hit home runs like Alvy did tonight, but to really tack on runs and keep pressure on the opposing team, it's imperative that we get on second base, and sometimes you don't have to do that by hitting a double. You can do it by getting a single or getting a walk and then getting a stolen base. So he is essential to us winning and extremely underrated.
You mentioned Alvarez. I mean, just as someone who knows how hard he works, how happy are you for him that he's come up here and been able to make that immediate impact?
Yeah, I mean, so happy because, like you mentioned, I see how hard he works, and he puts everything he has into it, and he loves the game. He loves playing. He loves the big moments. And so, for good people, you want to see good things happen to him. And for him to take, going down to AAA the way that he did and go work and be able to have the results right away that he has, it's been amazing. And just for me, so much fun to watch because, I've been able to watch him growing up in this organization and be able to put that hard work in. And so I know he has all the makings of an all-star type catcher. It's just putting it all together. And that's easier said than done. But for him to be able to have this impact right away is amazing.
What does it mean for the length of this lineup if what we've seen in this past few games from Baty, Alvarez, those guys, if they can sustain this now for the rest of the season.
It's huge, to be able to have the length in the lineup where there's no breath. You can't take a breath, and you have to keep focusing on every pitch being in the perfect spot. It wears down on pitchers and mentally, and it's something that something that we've alluded to, before of staying on the opposing team until that dam finally breaks. When you have a long lineup and they have to focus on every single pitch, because every single guy that gets up there can leave the yard on them, or hit a double, or make them pay. When that's the case, it just makes it extremely mentally taxing on the other side, and you do finally get the innings like we did where the dam finally breaks.
Obviously, it was a bit of a struggle in the first 4 innings. And when Alvarez hits that home run, just how did that shift the momentum?
It was huge. I mean, baseball's a huge momentum game. For him to be able to tie the game up right there, it was a huge at bat. Obviously, gave us all a jolt of energy and life, and we're right back in this thing, and then we're able to go ahead and just keep the pressure on. It really shifts the momentum in the game and puts the other team back on their heels, and gives us the upper hand heading forward. So it changed the whole game by him homering there.
You said last night you didn't think it was out. Did you think this one was out?
Que no, si tú no pensabas que había salido, pero tú pensabas que eso salía hoy.
No, tampoco pensaba que eso se iba. Esto es un estadio bien grande y leí solamente a 95 y no pensaba que se iba.
No, I didn't think I got that one either. This is a big park. I only hit that 195, so I didn't think it was going out there.
Just how nice does it feel to be contributing so quickly and in such a meaningful way already?
Qué bien se siente para poder tener éxito tan rápido del momento que tú subiste.
Yo creo que lo mejor que se siente es que estamos ganando y que ya ganamos la serie y tenemos chance de mañana barrerlo. O sea que yo creo que eso es lo mejor que yo siento cuando podemos ganar.
I think the best feeling for me is that we're winning, and that we've already been able to win the series, and tomorrow we have the chance to sweep. So yeah, for me the most important thing is winning, and yeah.
How was it working with Montas tonight?
¿Cómo fue para trabajar con Montas hoy?
Es la primera vez que le cacheo. Fue bastante divertido poder estar con él ahí. Él es bien agresivo, tira bastante strike. Tiene un buen sinker y un buen split. Yo creo que hoy el sinker y el split estaban buenos y pudo tirar un buen juego hoy.
It's the first time that I've caught him, but it was a lot of fun catching him. He's really aggressive. He's got a good sinker, he's got a good splitter, and when his splitter and his sinker are working the way they are, he was really good today.
You've obviously played a lot with Baty and Mauricio as well. For all three of you to come through in that fifth inning there, how did that feel?
Tú obviamente has jugado mucho con Baty y Mauricio, y qué bien se siente para los tres poder tener éxito ahí en ese inning.
Cuando Mauricio dio el hit, Baty me dice, oye, en ese turno batió Mauricio, batió viento, Baty, yo y Mauricio, y yo no me había dado cuenta todavía de eso, que estábamos los cuatro seguidos en el line, y yo dije, oye, como que eso es grande para nosotros, porque tuvimos en Liga Menores un tiempo, y poder estar aquí también es algo grande para nosotros.
Yeah, no, when Mauricio got on base, got the hit there, Baty kind of made a mention of that was like that we were all in the lineup. It was me, Baty, Vientos, and Mauricio, and I think it's something really special that we're all finally here in the major leagues.
What do you think that at bat that led to the home run said about the improvements you've made with your approach?
¿Qué tú piensas del turno que tú tuviste ahí antes del home run? ¿Qué eso dice del enfoque tuyo y el approach?
¿El turno antes?
No, ese mismo turno.
Pues nada, fui paciente, esperé mi picheo, fui agresivo en el primer picheo, no pude darle la pelota y hizo swing en el miss, pero fui paciente y esperé mi picheo y gracias a Dios pude ejecutar.
I was patient, and I went to go look for my pitch that I could hit. I didn't want to go out there and swing and swing and a miss there. So what I was able to do there, in terms of my approach, was just to look for my pitch and to execute my swing on that specific pitch.
Back to that fifth inning specifically, that all happened with 2 outs. Just what were so impressive about each of your guys at bats there?
Yeah, hablando de ese quinto inning, todo eso pasó con 2 outs. Si tú puedes hablar sobre lo approach de todo ustedes ahí.
Yo creo que nosotros somos un equipo que nunca nos damos por vencidos, siempre estamos peleando y ayer pudimos venir atrás, hoy también pudimos venir atrás y nosotros nunca nos damos por vencidos, siempre estamos peleando y eso es lo que nos hace un gran equipo.
You know, we're the type of team that's never going to give up. We're always going to continue to fight. We're always going to, whether we're down, whether the game's kind of far away, we're always going to continue to fight. We're always going to continue to battle. So yeah, we're never going to give up as a team.